Chris, I think we all look forward to what you get to do. How much fun is it to be you?
All I can tell you is a lot of fun doing all the different things, covering all the different events, whether it's the sporting events or even the music and entertainment stuff. I really enjoy sports, of course. I'm very fortunate having to cover Super Bowls, Final Fours, World Series, NBA All-Star games, boxing, you name it. Knock on wood, I can't believe I'm still doing it.
Speaking of boxing, it's a pretty big fight that's coming up. What are your thoughts on that?
I will be at the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. I cannot believe it. I actually just talked to Bob Arum a little earlier this afternoon. He's predicting of course, Pacquiao's his guy, but he's predicting a Pacquiao knockout. Now, I personally think Mayweather's going to win the fight, but it's going to be so entertaining because Manny Pacquiao is relentless and he's a left-hander. Mayweather has problems with left-handers, and Pacquiao will not stick and move. He's going to be in his face, and that's going to be completely different from Floyd. Floyd is used to guys, he's used to guys trying to size him up. It's going to be a lot of contact in this fight.
So do you have a prediction round? I mean, do you think he'll win, after 12?
I'm thinking Manny Pacquiao is going to try to put up a really good fight, but Floyd Mayweather is going to go the distance, and therefore the champion will not lose. Champions don't lose decisions unless it's very controversial, a la Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvelous Marvin Hagler. I think Mayweather is going to win a decision.
Wow. So Mavericks talk.
Yeah.
We're about to enter in the next season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the playoffs. Houston Rockets.
Are you excited it's Houston?
Yes, I'm extremely excited it's Houston because every time the Mavericks played the Houston Rockets this season, and by the way, they lost the series 3-1, but that was always the second half of a back-to-back. Every time the Mavericks played the Rockets, it was the second game of a back-to-back for them. So they were never 100%. And every time they played the Houston Rockets, you could tell it was always a close game, and you could tell, well, the Mavericks should have this, and then they would lose it. Except for one time. They did get beaten in a blowout one time, but they have no fear of James Harden. I think Rick Carlisle, X's and O's, is going to outcoach Kevin McHale.
Is it going to be exciting for Chandler to face Houston? I mean, this might get a little ugly.
Yes, I think it's going to get really, really ugly because James Harden likes to. Don't get me wrong, I really like him as a person, but as an MVP candidate, he does a lot of unnecessary contact offensively to draw fouls, go to the free throw line. It drives fans crazy. It drives me crazy. I think he's not going to get all those whistles, and I also think that Amari Stoudemire, who has a history with the Rockets because he played for the Phoenix Suns, and I mean, all I got to say is this is going to be really, really interesting.
Yeah, I think I just heard James Harden flop. I don't know, maybe.
He draws contact. Most guys, when they flop, they're on defense and they'll get a charge or they'll just flop. Well, he's an offensive player and he will exaggerate his drive or his movement, and the ref will call a foul even though if nobody ever even touched him. So all I can say is keep an eye on this situation, and they'll be watching him very closely in the playoffs. I don't think the Rockets can beat the Mavericks. I think that's going to be the upset. And by the way, these two teams have played each other in the playoffs only twice before, yet they've been in the same division for 35 years. So it's not really a rivalry because the Mavericks have won both series. Pow, drop the microphone and walk off.
That would have worked perfect. Last question then.
No problem.
You have such a unique relationship with the fans. You get to talk with new fans every night.
Yeah, MC the games. Yeah.
What has that meant to you, and what's it been over the years meeting the Mavs fans and being the voice of the Mavs, the face of the Mavs?
Let me tell you something. It's a great question. I appreciate you asking me that because, believe it or not, I really enjoy doing it. Being the MC of the Dallas Mavericks is a unique opportunity. Mark Cuban actually created the position. I used to just do the broadcast on television, and then he asked me to be the MC of the. I was like, what does an MC do? Because they don't have one in the NBA. I was the first one. He said, I want you to do what you do on the TV broadcast in the arena. Do interviews, all these different things. And I enjoy it because I'm a people person. And I enjoy meeting people and talking to people. Whereas there are some people who are good at what they do, but they're more reserved or, they may be intimidated by crowds. But I'm in front of 20,000 people live every night where anything could happen. And I can tell you a couple of crazy stories if you got a minute.
Oh, please.
All right. There was this one time. Last summer at band camp. No, there was this one time. I'm getting ready to interview Mr. Universe. He was actually at the game. And and so they threw it to me. And I'm there live, and the mic won't come on. Now, it's a wireless mic, and I'm there. and you can see my mouth talking, but nothing's coming out, and the crowd goes, oh. So I already know something's up. So I kind of tap the mic like this, and I'm trying to give them a chance, and they won't go away from me. The camera is still on me because there's a red light, and they won't go away. They're not switching to something else. They're just on me, and I'm like, okay, is the sound guy going to come? What's going to happen here? And finally, I just kind of like this, and finally, it comes on, and the first thing I do is just, want to get away? Crowd just bursts, and you break the tension, and then we went on with the interview. But I live for moments like that because it allows me to be creative.
Well, Chris,
some people just freak out and go, but I just said, roll with it.
Well, you're a professional. You've been doing this forever. Thank you so much, Chris.
Anytime.
It's a pleasure.